Come through, Queen. I wanna see ya. Come through, Queen.
Hi, everyone. It's Dan.
And Brendan.
And this is Come Through, Queen.
Hello.
Hi, Brendan.
What's going on?
Well, Brendan's recovering. Brendan's in recovery mode. As we touch on in the pre-show, the Patreon pre-show, Brendan just got back from his summer trip to P-Town. Mm-hmm. But you did manage to watch both Orange County and New Jersey multiple times in preparation for tonight.
I know. Well, it's a long way back from P-Town, actually. Yeah, but we talked about it in Patreon, but I saw Bowen Yang and Matt Rogers. They were at the same time as I was. I saw Jujubee perform. I saw Tammy Brown in and out of drag.
Yeah.
Jim Parsons was walking around with a beard.
You moved through Provincetown like a detective.
Exactly.
And to hear more on that, go to Patreon.
Sure.
But, okay, so we only got 2 shows. Dubai was just randomly off. But I actually kind of I feel like that was respectful of the New Jersey moment to give us the time and space to focus on that.
Exactly. But we actually have a lot of news.
I know. Usually it's a little quieter during the summer.
Yeah.
But we've got some news.
Yeah. First things first. Dorinda Medley is opening her Bluestone Manor estate for a new reality series being developed at Bravo. Deadline has learned the Berkshires estate was heavily featured on The Real Houses in New York City throughout Medley's time on the reality series. Sources tell us that the show would be similar to the format of Hulu's Vanderpump Villa, with Medley serving as a boss to young staff as they welcome guests staying on her property. What is gonna happen here?
Okay. It's kind of a gag that it's kind of copying Vanderpump Villa, which famously did not air on Bravo. It got shopped over to Hulu. And I did watch 1 or 2 episodes, and it was fine, but Vanderpump Villa had no cultural impact.
Yeah. It's just these kind of shows to me are the opposite of what works. Because the thing about Vanderpump Rules and why it worked so well so early was because it was about people with relationships, and these will be people who are new coworkers, and I have a lot of questions.
Okay.
So is her existing people who work in her house, her housekeeper,
Len.
is she going to be a part of this?
Len and Melinda?
Well, does Melinda work for Dorinda?
Is Melinda on payroll?
I don't want to go down the Melinda.
I know we're not going to go down, but it bears mentioning.
Sure. And then do you think she'll get a deal with God, I almost wanted to say the Red Inn, which is a place in Provincetown.
Red Lion.
The Red Lion. Will she get a deal with the Red Lion where she did work?
I think we got to venture out of the home. Mm-hmm. So I would not be surprised if we bop into Red Lion.
And here's the thing. Season 2 of Ultimate Girls Trip worked really well, partially because it took place at Bluestone Manor and because Dorinda was the boss.
But also the emotional trauma it causes her to have people in her home, as much as she loves to entertain and decorate and make it nice,
yeah.
It's maybe not a great fit for her to do that.
Right. Is she going to kind of come with the attitude that she came for Ultimate Girls Trip and not let people have food upstairs despite eating a pizza herself in her bed?
I mean, okay, you kind of got to give it to Bravo. They're keeping the RHONY girls employed.
Yeah.
We just talked about last week Lou being on that Love Island hotel spinoff.
I know, they're keeping them fed.
I mean, I do think Bluestone Manor makes sense.
Yes.
We got to go there. We don't need to go to a condo in New York with Dorinda.
Of course not.
And was she in Was she in the Rugged that we're never? No, she was not on that Rugged.
Right.
Because she was busy filming the other Rugged. Yeah. And we got her on Traders soon. I actually forgot until Dolores was on Watch What Happens Live that Dolores is on this Traders with Dorinda.
I know.
Dolores and Dorinda.
Dolo and Dory.
I mean, that is a combo.
I know, but Dolores did say on Watch What Happens Live that she's close with Dorinda, so I hope they didn't fight. We'll get to it, but
you can be close and fight with Dolores.
Yeah, I mean March. We'll get to that. Yeah, I will obviously be watching. I think that they would do well to have guests from both the RHONY world, maybe some Traders folks, maybe Alan Cumming comes.
Okay, yeah. So young staff, unknown, guests
known would be nice.
I think that's the recipe.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't think about who are our guests. They can't be nobodies, which I think, well, that's what happened in Vanderpump Villa.
Yeah, they were nobodies, but like we need to like really lean into the known guests. Like we need Jill Zarin kind of like her below deck appearance.
Jill, Allie,
Bethany.
Jill, Allie, boyfriend. I can't remember.
Gary.
We need like full
And Bossy.
Bossy Zarin. Wait, did Bossy take the Zarin name?
Yeah.
Okay, Bossy took the Zarin name.
Yeah.
Okay.
Speaking of Lou, though, really quickly, and speaking of house guests, I did not realize until Lou was on the Jeff Lewis After Show this past week.
Of course.
I did not realize, like, we saw the photo of her and Tilda Swinton. I thought it was an in-passing thing that just kind of happened.
Like Tilda accidentally took the photo.
Yes. Tilda invited Luann to stay at her home in Scotland.
That is so major.
Like, it's wild.
It's like Tilda Swinton is in a box. Taylor Armstrong is in a suitcase.
That was the funniest text you ever sent me in my life.
In your life.
Because you were at for people who need the context, Taylor Swift. Tilda Swinton was doing this art installation at MoMA. This would have been over 10 years ago
Probably.
at this point. And Dan went and took a photo.
No, I didn't.
You didn't go?
No, I didn't.
So that was just a photo you found online?
I mean, like, that's where you go. That's where you find all photos online.
I know, but now thinking about it, I guess back then I just assumed you were cultured, but now thinking about it, you don't go to museums.
Oh, come on.
Okay, then never mind. That actually deteriorates
No,
like
it's so
how
funny.
good it was.
You're still laughing 10 years later.
But he sent me what he just recited.
Yeah.
She even went on to say that I guess she showed Tilda some of Noelle's art, and Tilda offered Noelle to come, I guess, on property. She has like an art studio. She offered like Noelle to like come like do a residency at her home.
Oh my God, Noelle in residency. It's interesting that he got into art too,
Yeah.
following Victoria's footsteps.
Yeah. Well, I think like when you are the child of like a rich person and you live in Bushwick, what do you do?
What else is there to do, really?
You just do art.
But, I want to see like a Noelle piece because I know the Victoria stuff is dark-sided.
Right. I think Noelle posts some of his pieces on his Instagram. Remember when we went to that like Housewives themed show and he was there?
Yes. Truly the who's who.
Okay.
Okay, we're on the RHONY train. Why don't we stay on the RHONY train?
Yeah, so this is like a little blip, but there are now commercials airing for the next season of RHONY featuring the new girls, including Raquel's in the ads.
No.
Yeah.
I like totally missed that.
Yeah.
I was like, my statement was going to be like, oh, we're only focusing on the original New Girls.
I'm pretty sure I saw her in these ads.
Okay.
Because it's like filmed in front of this like red background. It's new footage.
Wait, is that the LGBTQ person that we reported on? What about is the Scientologist there too?
I didn't notice.
Interesting that like it always like interests me who gets what, right? Like these girls got this.
I think it's also like easier because they are just
Here?
like in New York.
Okay.
I think like Andy was even in that promo.
Well, no, he was in the one last year.
But I'm pretty sure he was in the one that I saw. Did you watch this video?
Was I having a psychotic break? Maybe like there's a shorter version that aired during RHONY, and like the one you were talking about was online.
Maybe I could. I've also like. I'm not a good narrator right now. I'm still reeling from P-Town, and you have dad brain.
And I have dad brain. So between the two of us, like we don't even have one full brain.
Oh my god, you've got dad brain. I've got daddy brain.
Oh my god, did someone call you daddy in P-Town?
No.
Actually, the beauty of P-Town is like
We are the younger.
I'm hanging on by a thread, but I'm still on the younger half at least.
Yeah, I mean like a daddy-ish person called me West Wilson.
Oh, okay. But interesting that like it just goes to show like Summer House transcends generations.
They're homeowners too.
A homeowner.
Okay, so speaking of Summer House, actually, that's perfect.
Oh, why don't I report on this?
Okay.
So Carl Radke has launched and announced Soft Bar. Well, I mean, the announcement is like, be on the lookout for Soft Bar. It's coming. Radke told Page Six that he came across several bars during his European travels where non-alcoholic drinks were dubbed soft cocktails or softs. While soft drinks is a term used in the U.S. as a different connotation, typically representing soda, I wanted to define a new and much needed category and space, having soft drinks or softs be seen as functional and high quality non-alcoholic beverages for adults. So the bar, the physical space won't launch until 2025.
Sure.
But the plan is to do pop-ups between now and then. And he had, I guess, the first pop-up party at the titular summer house.
Yeah.
This past weekend. The Batula Cooks were away.
They were in Europe for a wedding?
In Italy for a wedding that Danielle was also attending.
Okay.
I'm not sure if anyone else was missing at this wedding. If Hub House was there or not, I don't know. But interestingly enough, what we've been asking and praying and wishing and hoping for, we did finally get a Martha crossover on Summer House Regular with Jasmine and Cooper. Jasmine and Silas Cooper.
I was like, who is Cooper? The like only Cooper that I can think of is Melissa Rivers' son.
Okay. So Jasmine and Silas came, filmed, celebrated with the cast.
Because they would, at least Jasmine would typically be in Martha right now filming.
Well, actually, Martha filmed last year, like in September.
Oh, really?
Remember
I thought it was
like
August.
weird?
Yeah. Okay.
It was like maybe it was like Labor Day, like we started or something. But they also do like 2 weeks. But yeah, so there's no Martha this year, and I hope this is not the only crossover we have because we know that like they are all connected at this point.
They're all friends. Yeah.
Yeah. So hopefully we get more of that.
I
I just wanted to know. It's interesting that's called Soft Bar. Soft being like a center of the contention between Carl and Lindsay.
I know. And it's like, to me, are we leaning in on that for like the easy gag?
So I don't think that's obvious. I think that's like more galaxy brain.
Sure.
Like you need to be a true nut like me to like pick up on that, I think.
I think she might have said something about it or referenced it.
Because
Because like if you Google like Carl Radke soft right now, there's like headlines about Lindsay.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. So maybe it's not so galaxy
Maybe
brain.
many people have your galaxy brain. Speaking of galaxies, Andy Cohen is taking his Watch What Happens Live Clubhouse to Miami for 5 shows.
Across the galaxy.
Yeah. Culminating with the Bravo Fan Fest Miami party. So the Clubhouse will travel to Miami, where Cohen will film a week's worth of shows between Thursday, November 21st and Friday, November 22nd. They've done something similar like this in the past with LA, like twice. So I see that. On Saturday, November 23rd, Bravo Fan Fest will allow fans to meet their favorite Bravo stars for a one-day celebration. More than 25 Bravo celebrities are expected to make an appearance, with personalities from shows like Below Deck, Married to Medicine, Real Housewives of Atlanta, The Real Housewives of Miami, The Real Housewives of New York City, The Real Housewives of Potomac, The Real Housewives of Salt Lake City, Southern Charm, and Summer House.
Thank God.
So I think the interesting thing here is obviously they said they weren't going to do BravoCon this year to give it some space. I think we all need a little space. But we are doing BravoCon Mini Light.
I know. I think it would have made more sense to say we're not doing BravoCon. We're doing like a smaller scale thing, but they probably just didn't have the idea that they were going to even do this at that point.
Yeah, I will say I haven't been to Miami as an adult, and I think I would prefer to be in Miami than Vegas.
Especially November.
Yeah,
Like, that's a good time to go.
of course. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
We'll see.
They should invite us.
Okay.
Yeah. Just put that out into the ether.
Okay, who should we ask?
Just like, I know you're listening. And if you're listening, think about it. It just makes sense, you know?
Yeah. We'll like hand out some free soft for Carl. Are we gonna call it soft? Like, are we handing out soft?
No, don't call it soft.
He's the one who named it.
Oh, but like, what do we call it? We're not just calling the drinks, here's a softie.
Well, no, because I guess the idea, unless he's gonna have his own brand at his bar as well, which he might. Like, some bars do that.
I don't think so.
But like, I would imagine he would start with pre-existing like non-al
Loverboy non-alc
brands. Yeah,
Hello.
it's right there.
Yeah. Okay. Miami. Stay tuned. And like by that point, Miami Housewives will probably be like close to wrapping up.
Yeah, of course.
Because I think they're going to start filming soon.
Great. I'm excited. Let's go to our shows, and I think we got two good episodes.
We got two good episodes. A few good episodes, as they say.
I'm just like loving being an OC. Just like watching it just like brings me joy. There's something about OC, like I'm not somebody who like loves California, but like just like the sunlight hits differently on Real Housewives of OC. I mean, even when we were in LA with Heather and they were on their balcony, didn't you feel like the sunlight, there was like something special?
See, that's the thing. I feel like in my brain, and this was only like dispelled recently when I went to OC and I moved through there like a detective.
Sure,
And I realized like, oh, this is like essentially the Jersey of New York City.
Yeah.
It's like, this is a suburb of Los Angeles.
It's close.
Yeah. Much like New Jersey and New York City.
Yeah, I think like Jersey is technically like closer.
Yeah, but like the parts where they are, and then I don't know. It's hard.
We don't have like, I mean, like I don't think we've got like OC Transit in the way that we have like Jersey Transit.
Although I gotta say, the guy who drove our Uber from the LA airport to take us to Orange County was flying down those highways.
Oh, yeah.
Like as if we were on another plane.
The PCH.
Who knows? Okay. So let's talk about Orange County. We've got a girls' night, and Emily's peeing in the yard.
Which, like, if we are already having people go into the house, these are the kind of antics I'm like not really into, and it feels like she's been impacted by Tamra Barney here.
Well, I mean, they're like the best of friends at this point.
Yeah. And so like Tamra loves an antic, and I do think that Tamra's antics aren't really hitting this time around.
Tamra's like the weakest part of the show right now.
Isn't that wild?
Yeah.
She's, I think she's necessary still.
Oh yeah, I'm not saying get her off my screen,
Yeah.
but like she's the least interesting part of the show at the moment.
But she thinks that she's making big moves is the whole thing. Like she thinks like leaving the quote unquote Tres Amigas and like she looks like some super pious person because she's taking the high road. This is what we said this last week, I think too, but it's like the way that people have all rallied around like the Shannon Bedore fandom.
Really sick. Yeah. So everyone's invited to girls' night except for Heather and Shannon,
Yeah.
I think, and Alexis Bellino.
Yeah. But she's a friend of.
No. And I think this is where we really like expand the Heather Dubrow paparazzi to the mainstream.
Yeah. So this entire conversation, it's like, to me, like maybe kind of obvious that like there was a paparazzi called or something. But then I'm like, does it matter that much? And like, I like Katie, but I feel like she is embarking down this like stream.
Yeah.
And I think she thinks that like she's gonna be backed up by like maybe other of the girls and like maybe the public, but it just like she doesn't have enough evidence. It's like when you go to court, aren't you supposed to like have
Yeah, you're supposed to have the evidence.
you're supposed to have the evidence because you don't want to miss.
Well, I mean, yeah, if you take a shot at this B, Heather Dubrow, you better not miss. Like, and Tamara's like, oh, like, rest in peace, Katie.
Yeah, it's like the proof that she does have is like one single screenshot of somebody just answering yes to her question.
This gag, like, if you say screenshot, it needs to be the screenshot of Heather Dubrow and this person being like, I'm going to be at Disneyland on November 10th at 3 p.m. So send your best shooter and lens me, baby.
Yeah. And I will say, I do think the word screenshot has a different connotation now after Salt Lake City, and that hadn't aired yet.
Oh.
So it's like now we like, unfortunately, I mean, fortunately, it's been overused, but like the phrase like proof timeline screenshots is out there now. And it's a loaded word.
You need to have all of those things.
Exactly.
Okay. Living in reality, clearly paparazzi did not stumble upon the Dubrows in Disneyland.
Yeah.
Like, let's say the plausible deniability or whatever is like Dubrow's social media manager contacting the paparazzi to let them know to go take pictures. So like Dubrow can confidently say like, show me proof that I had a conversation.
And it was like somebody.
And it's like not her, it's like her team or something.
Yeah. And another thought that I had, and I don't know if this is reality, but do you think there is a world where, say, Disney PR knows that like VIP, like people are coming to the parks, so they might want to have photos of like certain VIPs in their parks?
But like
To be out there on
is
like,
that something we see every day? Like,
I don't know.
yeah.
I'm not like, I haven't picked up an Us Weekly in a while.
Okay.
But I'm sure, I feel like I've seen like a photo of like Goldie Hawn walking down like Main Street, USA.
But like need to remind us like the actual photos are so psychotic of them like
They're like
hugging and pointing and posing and loving.
What do you think she was like pointing at? Like,
The joy of Disney.
oh, like Space Mountain? Do you think she was like, oh, that's the Matterhorn?
I actually like I cannot confidently speak as to what she's pointing at because like I don't truly understand like what is the difference between the land and the world.
Well,
Like,
one's in California, one's in Florida.
I know, but like, is there overlap in terms of like the attractions?
There's some overlap, but they both have like a Magic Kingdom, which is like the main. It's like the doll.
But that's funny. Like So it's in two places at once. There should
Well, it's
really
a
be in
little
one.
different. Like the castle in Disneyland's a little smaller.
Sad.
Disney World, the castle's a little bigger, and then Disneyland has California Adventure, which is another park that's next to like the main Disneyland, where Disney World,
has
and
a whole
everyone
world.
knows this, that there's Magic Kingdom, there's Epcot, there's Animal Kingdom,
Yeah.
there's like the
A new doll, I think.
there's like the Hollywood Studios. I'm probably missing one.
Sure. MGM Studios.
I think they renamed it Hollywood
Studios.
Studios.
Okay.
I could
Well,
be
when
wrong.
I was there.
Okay,
it
when was that?
MGM.
Like 1973.
Me running around with my fucking autograph book, like, Chippendale, please
Oh my
sign my
God.
autograph book. Like, for what? For what, you idiot?
That was nice, though. That's like being a kid. You're gonna have to, in about like 7 years,
Yeah.
you're gonna have another one of those autograph books.
I know.
Yeah.
I know. That'll be good. Hopefully I can see still. And to get that reference, tune into the Patreon free show.
Oh my god.
Oh my God. Okay.
The thing is,
Will I see?
you are, in the scheme of like gay dads, you are kind of young.
Okay, good. Good answer.
Because like, it wasn't as possible. Just like
Yeah. You're telling me. Okay. But back to the DeBros. I actually want to like circle back to the opening scene because I forgot to talk about that. The two of these, and I don't want to like speak ill of your one true pair, OTP as the kids say.
Sure.
But like the two of these being like, well, you know, we got this house, but we got this house, and like this one doesn't work because of that, and the kids are this, and I can't do this one, so I think we're gonna have to like go get another one. It's like you're speaking as though like you tripped and fell into all these houses. Like these were all intentional decisions that cost a lot of money to do. Like
It is really confusing, especially with the two kids who are still in school.
it made no sense to us. We talked about this last year.
But it's like, so before this season, I thought the two younger kids, Kat and Ace, were still in school in Orange County.
Yeah.
And then we learned they're in school in LA. But then we learn this apartment in LA is not big enough for the kids who are in school in LA
Yeah.
to stay in.
Yeah.
So then we have the house over there that's next to Drake's house. Also, are we allowed to like dox people like that?
We're allowed.
Wild.
Yeah, so it's like, you know, listen, I'm not saying do bro get off my TV screen, but I'm not in love with her. I'm not rooting for her.
Well, but I like watching her.
Well, you love the high contrast.
Yeah. Well, I also feel like
You have a child like mine.
she but she also moves like a detective.
And you're inspired by those movements.
But we also got like some Life 360 promo.
Oh my God, I took notes and I'm like looking at them and I think like half of them were deleted. So I'm glad you brought up the Life 360. I said, Brendan's app.
That is an app that I use. And like sometimes I'm like, I should get off this because my family does really know where I am at all times.
But I think given like recent events, that's like good.
Yeah, totally. But also like sometimes I don't need them knowing like specifically today that I like kind of stayed home.
Oh God.
Well, you're somebody who never leaves
If
the home.
if I was being crucified for staying home, I'd be long gone by this point. You're someone who never leaves. It's so disgusting out. Where the fuck am I supposed to go?
I don't know, but like even when it's not disgusting out, you're not leaving the home.
No, we leave the home. Okay. Let's talk about Heather accidentally tagging Katie in the birthday post.
Yeah.
And the explanation that she was tagging Givenchy, but accidentally tagged Janella.
Yeah. Is interesting. I thought it was something like that. Like I feel like last week I said it was like something like that.
Oh my! The blinders are on.
Well, no, that's you.
I know. I know.
I'm up to date on my prescription. No, but I think it's like I don't think it's like as egregious. It's just embarrassing for Heather.
But then she's saying, "Oh, it wasn't me. It was a social media person."
Yeah.
So then, which one is it? You misspelling Givenchy and typing Janela instead?
Yeah.
Or was it the social media person?
Also, like, I just wish we could all just be a little honest. Like, we all stalk each other on Instagram. Like, every single person I meet, I look at to see where they are on social.
At all times.
Yeah.
But Heather Dubrow famously was not following cast members for a very long time. And it sounds like in conversation with Katie, she's like, "Oh yeah, like I'm following you." Like she follows all the cast now.
Well, yeah. I mean, I think she said to Katie, in the moment where she realized she messed up, she was like, "Oh, I'm untagging you and I'm gonna hit follow."
Yeah. But remember when Dubrow refused?
I was walking around like a detective then.
You were like chief detective on Dubrow Watch.
Dubrow was tagging people,
Gina.
but not following them.
Gina especially. Gina was on private planes,
Yeah.
photographed,
Yeah.
not followed.
Yeah.
That's so sick.
I know.
That's your God.
Yes. Heather Dubrow, my God.
All right. Vicky and Shannon. Vicky's staph infection. Vicky's staph infection. I'm calling it right now. Like that's gonna be like the next great Twitter account. Like
I know.
there's like Melissa Soul Knows, Dorinda Denley, this one, that one. Vicky's staph infection is gonna be the next one.
When Yolanda Pfister and Yolanda Parody are on Twitter in conversation with each other, I'm like, what is happening?
No, it's actually like Spider-Man pointing at each other.
It happened like 2 days ago. I was like, what? I was like,
They're the best of friends. It's like Miles Morales and Peter Parker.
yeah. I wanted to like chime in, then I was like, I don't think I can be a part of the Yolanda conversation.
You're not a Yolanda. Okay, all right. So I am glad we are shining a light on the Tres Amigas footage of them parading around stage in sombreros.
Mm-hmm.
Just to like have that out there for us to know that's what's going on.
I feel like people knew that. We talked about it.
Well, no, but we're like freaks. Like we're like paying attention
Sure.
to too many things. And I love like them saying like, Tamara's like trying to destroy our business by not doing the show anymore.
Oh my God.
And then we have a $75,000 lawsuit to pay for from John Jansen.
I know, and I think that's like re-upped again as of like today.
The re-up?
Yeah.
Well, it's always going to get re-upped as it airs.
Yeah, so it's like John Jansen paid for her facelift.
Okay.
And did he say it was a gift?
I don't know, but I got to say, is Shannon serving these days?
Yeah.
Like looking at her, it actually is like taking me back to her first season, which we recently watched episodes from.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, I kind of see old Shannon there.
Yeah.
Although one boob is smaller than the other, apparently.
I know. It pains me to say. I mean, it's like when Vicky's on screen, when she's in confessionals, like now, it is like the perfect amount
Temperature.
of Vicky Gunvalson.
Yeah, yeah.
Because it doesn't, like, I feel like last year there was like maybe a little more bitterness like under the surface. Now she's just like, eh. I think like her being able to like go on tour and like still make money off of like Housewives is like, she's like, okay.
We didn't report it on the news, but there was recently like a lawsuit that I think Teddy Mellencamp shined a light on.
Oh, yeah.
I've never defrauded elderly people in my life.
Yeah.
Which is funny because like doesn't Teddy get like shit for like the
Having
the
weird.
nutrition
Yeah.
cult thing?
Yeah, she gets shit.
So it's just interesting. The world just keeps spinning.
Yeah. I kind of liked the dynamic, not to talk about another podcast.
Oh.
I did kind of like the dynamic when Tamra had to play both sides when she was still friends with Vicky. She would have to play both sides between Vicky and Teddy. Because Vicky, for some reason, just hates Teddy Mellencamp's guts.
Yeah. So now that's gone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I missed that, though.
Yeah. Okay. Jen Pedrante's afraid to go to Vegas because the women will judge her. And Katie dining at Javier is truly a rite of passage.
Yeah, and her husband was like, what is this place?
Oh, it's Javier's.
It's like, we're already sitting inside the restaurant.
Yeah.
You didn't look at the sign when you walked in?
You have the menu in front of you, sir.
You went there, let's remember.
Oh, of course. Yeah. I moved through there like a detective.
What did you order?
Like tacos or something. I don't know. Okay. Cynthia Bailey strikes again.
Okay, so Cynthia Bailey, this is the third show that she's part of the plot on. Actually, like, she's more, despite not appearing on the show herself yet, only photos, she's kind of more in the drama here than she was when she was a guest on Beverly Hills.
Very true.
Yeah.
She was just like a body in the room on Beverly Hills.
And the fact that, like, we are getting a photo of Heather Dubrow with Cynthia Bailey, Crystal Minkoff, and Aaron Leachy.
It was Lichian. Oh, I mean, Aaron Leachy getting in there with just one season under her belt.
Yeah.
With some of the legends.
I know.
Oh yeah. Okay. Shall we go to the golf course?
Yeah. So we're gonna like go miniature golfing or just putting.
We're having a putting. We're putting around.
Yeah.
And the ladies do not know the man guiding them is Katie's husband.
Katie's husband, who is famous in golf world
as a commentator.
Yeah. So I think like on whatever the big golf channel is, it is.
I think it's probably the Golf Channel.
Yeah. It is very interesting when you like talk about these kind of figures that we will never really like land on. But like, for example, one of my friends, I don't want to say like too much, but like her parent is like famous in a sports broadcasting sense.
Oh.
But it's like these people can walk among us and we wouldn't know.
Well, I mean, it's like heterosexual culture has so much going on that I will never understand.
Yeah.
We've got, I mean, Emily's a winner as usual. We've got Heather Dubrow, excited for a hot dog, which seems so un-Dubrowian.
Yeah. But I had two in P-Town.
I don't know the last time I've had a hot dog.
They're good.
It's just like too much mystery going on for me.
No, it's like when you get a good hot dog that like has that like snap, it doesn't feel mysterious. It feels nice.
Like to me, I think hot dog, I think like throwing it into the pot of boiling water.
Sure, but like that's not how we go. I do wonder if hot dogs might become a part of your life now that you have a child, because
oh, well, you're not supposed to feed them hot dogs.
But at a certain age, I do feel like people lean into like hot dogs.
My child is gonna have the chicest culinary taste.
Okay.
You really will.
Sure.
Stay tuned for that one.
Can't wait. Sounds so exciting.
I mean, I think we already like got to the meat and bones of like the paparazzi thing, unless you have anything else to say about it.
No, I just think it's like, it's fun. It's easy breezy. Once again, like when we were playing golf, like the light looked nice. The sun, I feel like the sun shines differently.
All these girls are hanging out outside and like bugs aren't biting them. I feel like a bug is always biting me.
Okay. The climate in Orange County is very different.
Desert.
It is dry.
Dry.
Bugs, you know what they like?
Moisture.
Water and moisture. That's why our lives are miserable over here. Also, like, you might be one of those people who, like, people love to be like, My like blood is just so sweet.
No,
Bugs
that's
love
me.
me.
No, they always go for me first. Like
Okay.
if we're in a room like a group of like 10.
This is like something that like people love to claim. It's like it's up there with like people love to say this about themselves, and then people love to be like, I'm an empath.
Well, I won't claim that, but I will.
Actually, you're kind of like the opposite of an empath.
No, I am empathetic, but I wouldn't claim empath.
Well, I mean, I'm not a scientist, but the people who claim that they're an empath
Yeah.
usually are like the furthest from.
Okay.
I mean, like, doesn't Dr. Sarah give like I'm an empath
Oh, yeah.
energy?
But I don't give that energy.
Yeah, but like I'm thinking about her and like she's
Oh, right.
like not great.
I'd venture to say those with sweet blood are empathetic.
Who told you that you have sweet blood?
The bugs. They're telling me every time they bite me.
Oh my god.
All right, let's go to Ranj.
Let's go to Ranj. Okay, number 1. If I do not go to Rails by the end of the year 2024, I'm suing.
I almost feel like I'm worried our time has passed.
No.
No.
Now we have to walk around there like a detective.
Okay, we truly do. I was on Open Table today,
Okay.
and I was worried, like, given the fanfare, is it too late? And like you get a table anytime.
Oh my god, I loved Dolores talking about how Rails is the perfect space for
The natural wood.
Because natural wood, you look out the window, there's nature, and then the train comes.
And the sweet sound of the train.
How many people do you think leaving Rails have been hit by a train? Because it's like your entrance to your restaurant is like right across, like you have to, everyone has to go across the train tracks.
Zia, she did a few things, but if she did one thing this episode was serve C crossing the tracks.
Okay.
I would say of all the girls marking their entrance, Zia served C.
Okay.
We're going to be all over the place because I'm feeling a little manic about this episode. Jackie did not get the opportunity to serve an entrance. She just walked in, but she served an exit.
And the exit she served was
Hobbling. A hobbling exit. Okay. We got to talk about the pre-Rails scenes, but I want to point out the lack of a scene. The only main cast member to not get a pre-Rails scene, Jen Aiden.
Why is that? Oh, you don't have a theory.
No, I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah. You know, I do have like, we're going to like zoom in and out. I do have a big picture theory of like, the reason we're veering closer towards a full reboot is I would imagine Bravo doesn't love the multiple altercations between Jen Aiden and Danielle Cabral.
It's not great. And then like the one at Rails, I'm like, I don't even know what I'm looking at.
Well, allegedly got heavily cut.
There was a pitcher involved.
Yes.
And we don't actually see what happens with the pitcher. We just kind of see the water and glass and ice on the ground.
Yes.
Because the reason I had to rewatch this, I was like I was like, what is happening?
Yeah.
And Danielle's going full like.
Well, let's wait. We'll come back to
Okay.
that. We're gonna come back to Rails. I
Sure.
want to like take care of pre because I gotta say Marge's house was a scene for the ages.
It's you never see Dolores like this.
Not since Staub was walking our streets.
Yeah, and it's like different because she was never like besties with Staub, and Margaret and Dolores both claim that they are the
closest.
like two sisters.
Well, I mean, eventually Dolores says, "I only yell at my sisters like this."
Right.
And we have Jen Fessler here, who is a major player in the scene until she starts disassociating.
It's like she's just been disassociating this entire episode, which is interesting.
But I mean, if you watch what happens, like her name is always the one that's coming up as to like someone who's got to stay.
Well, I think she's a real friend.
You mean like a real friend?
Yeah, and I also think like it is interesting watching somebody in Jersey kind of have a reaction to a situation that is like what a normal person might.
Of this earth.
Yes.
And I Dad Brain last week, I forgot to mention that Jen Fessler saved in Dolores' phone as Jen, Siggy's friend.
Yes. Siggy's always underneath the surface.
Okay. We confirmed this with Irish to the Show, Connor Bean. Mm-hmm. It feels like Paulie's impact in terms of maybe the verbiage that Dolores is using against Marge.
The C word.
The C word.
Yes.
It doesn't like now I'm speaking as an Italian American. That's not something Italian Americans say.
It is like an Irish British thing.
Yeah.
Yes. And I wouldn't even say, I don't think it's an Irish American thing. It is like you are
Irish.
from the island.
The island, yes. And you even see that in terms of like, I don't know if it's like intentional on Dolores' part, if she's like being cheeky or like accidental, but sometimes like she picks up on Paulie's accent a little bit with some of the words she says.
Yeah, but a lot of it is cheeky.
Oh, a lot of it's cheeky?
Yeah.
Okay. I'll
When it's the two of them.
I'll rely on you as the Dolores expert.
When it's the two of them, I feel like you're trying to use a lot of like me liking certain housewives against me this episode.
I mean, listen, sometimes the clown comes back to bite.
I mean, you're a Kyle Cook fan.
Well, it's a hard cross to bear. so I have to take my wins when I can. Okay. Fuda and Danielle. If not for Danielle losing it so many times, like Fuda and Danielle, two sisters, like could be something.
Yeah, I mean, like even Fuda being to Danielle, like go wash your face, girl.
Yeah. That's a sister. That's a potential sisterhood.
Because there's the ones in the same age
I
bracket.
know. I know.
Because at the end of the day, we are dealing with how old are the two of them? They are in early 30s.
We recently learned via Cameo that Danielle Cabral is turning 39 this year.
Okay.
And I want to say Fuda's on the earlier side of 30s.
So they are the two who are like in a range together.
And Zia likes to like
Pretend.
be like three sisters.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, but Zia, how old are you, Zia? Mid 40s, right?
How old is my Zia Melissa Gorga? 45.
Guys, so mid 40s.
But like, she's given J-Lo. Ageless.
Sure.
Right? Zia's never looked better. When she's posing at rails.
When they're posing at each other, it was...
Well, when one's posing, it's giving beauty. When the other one is, it's giving not nice.
So you stopped hugging.
Well, I'm saying this is one last hug.
Okay.
Okay? And then we don't have to hug anymore.
Okay.
I hope.
I don't know.
Okay. Is there anything else before? Oh no, I think it's time to go to rails. Oh, quick side note. I think this like came up in the internet only like it could have been 2 weeks ago, maybe last week. Danielle Cabral's rap singing performance for Britney Spears
In front of Britney.
to Britney's face.
They were doing some sort of MTV thing that it was like Britney Spears' biggest fans.
And I'm gonna like venture to say this is post True Life. I'm a Staten Island girl because
Sure.
like that's like one level of like knowing what's going on. Like I watched that in real time and I recognized Danielle Cabral immediately from that. This is like truly galaxy brain. Like whoever dug this up, and I think the person who posted it didn't even know
Who Danielle
who
Cabral
Danielle
was.
Cabral was.
Yeah. I think it was like a Britney Spears fan account.
And the stars just aligned. That the right eyes laid eyes onto it.
Yeah.
Look, if you haven't seen this, go find Danielle Cabral,
Yeah.
Britney Spears.
We know a lot's been going on in the news, so you might have missed
know,
it.
it's hard to keep up.
It really, this month has been wild.
It's a toughie.
Yeah.
Okay. The Last Supper. Okay.
Okay, I wanted to also talk about this.
Oh.
So a week after people were like crying because some drag queens did a performance at the opening ceremony that people interpreted as the Last Supper, which actually was not the reference. Now like Ronj is able just to do it.
They can and they will. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So we got that. Dolores is matriarch. And then we have part-time co-matriarch.
Fessler.
Jen Fessler.
Yeah.
I gotta say, Fessler serving C.
Sure. But like Dolores seems to have done all the work. Like she made the those little like flower placements for everyone.
I could not hate the font more.
Yeah.
It's a tough font to stomach.
Also, it's just like an interesting thing. So we both had gift bags and like these placements that are supposed to sit next to like they're your name card basically.
Yeah. I want to say it felt like Order of Arrival was planned.
Right.
You know?
So Teresa arrives last.
But even like before, like Jen Aiden arrived after like all the dolls.
Yeah.
You know?
I think Order of Arrival is always planned to an extent. Like they're working with producers to do that. Like call sheets.
So LV, who we later see in this episode,
Yeah.
was behind that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Did you notice we're spending a lot of time standing in front of the door to the AV room? I feel like that could have been better thought out.
You would think a place as big as Rails,
The AV room would be like
the last place. Didn't we celebrate Zia's 40th birthday in the caverns of Rails?
yes, we've been in the wine cellar, which is different than the caverns. We've celebrated
We've been in the library.
Yeah, we've celebrated somebody's birthday or like christening or like first communion here.
Like, maybe what we need to do is not simply go to Rails,
We need
but spend a weekend there and then booking different meals in different experiences at Rails.
We should ask them if we can watch every episode that's associated with that exact space in that space. So we meet Siggy Fluker at Rails.
Rails should add a floor as like a bed and breakfast experience. Like,
I know.
Stay at Rails.
And like Jacqueline Larita will come up and give you like your
One-on-ones.
Yeah.
I want my one-on-one. Everyone go out now. Okay. Well, that brings me to flashbacks. Okay. I've got a lot to say about this too.
Sure.
Now, obviously, like Zia tree flashbacks, important. But I wish there would have been more Zia entry to this to like put the period on that. Like I know we already said like we're done. I guess the reunion was like last year was the we're done, and now we're just living the aftermath of it. But I would have liked a little bit more than just what transpired.
Well, I think what probably happened was like I think the Danielle Jen thing probably became a bigger thing than anyone was expecting in the moment. Because like
that derailed.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then they cut out most of it because of
it was
whatever.
too much.
Yeah, and it was all based on like Jen saying that Nate had like man boobs.
Now, immediately my mind goes to, well, that's where the rain is stored. So we just simply need a good thunderstorm to help with that. Okay, no, but back to the flashbacks. I did appreciate like Marge, Jen Aiden, Jackie, Dolores, all like that all is good. When we're trying to pretend like Danielle and Fuda are relevant
To this.
for a flashback is where we're losing me a little
Right,
bit.
because they've only been here for 2 seasons.
Like Teresa meeting Fuda last season at the roller rink, like okay.
Yeah.
Teresa meeting a fan.
Well, I mean, that was Teresa meeting Jackie.
Yeah, well. Now that brings me to Jackie. I don't understand the thought process this season of not just giving Jackie her tomato back.
It makes no sense given how this season ended with she's the mastermind.
It's a short season. So it's not like we're filming the finale as we're cutting the trailer. The trailer had scenes from the finale in it. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? It's not
Yeah.
like an Atlanta situation where we don't even know where we're going when we're cutting the trailer.
Marge.
Yeah.
The way she released information actually should be studied. I've never been like Marge's biggest fan, but like you gotta appreciate the work that she did here.
Yeah. She did a good job. For sure.
And like even at the end where like Zia's like to Marge, so like this is a pretty big deal. Like why didn't you tell me? And Marge's like, I've only known for a week.
Yeah.
But her being able to like hold that info for a week.
Yeah. Well, we had the Last Supper. Well, actually, at that point, a week ago, were we still going to the Berkshires? Like, how quickly was Rail's plan?
Yeah.
I wonder.
When we say once again, yeah, we lost the house, it's down to the studs.
How many times are we going to say that?
I don't know, but that's so. Oh, just like a broad like Dolores. That's how she talks. Down to the studs.
Down to the studs. Okay. Back to Tree and Zia for a minute before we get to Jackie. I missed this first go around and picked it up the second time when Tree is screaming whore, 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 whore. Mm-hmm. And she says, I'm Antonia's mom. I'm going to tell her you are calling me a whore. Mm. I actually think that is a serve and like an intelligent response in a sea of like unintelligence.
Yeah, and it like goes down to like where we're all from. It's like it's like family, and like Teresa does probably care about Antonia, so it's like that does sting.
Well, I mean, let me break it down more. She could hate Zia till the cows come home. Antonia is Teresa's niece.
Yeah.
Like, related by blood.
Yeah.
You know? So, like, you're being nasty to her mom, essentially. Like, that is, like, the boiled down version of, like, I'm Antonia's mom.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we all got that.
I'm just, like, making sure we really got that. All right. So, we got that. Jackie, Giudice, Goldschneider. Now this is like zooming out big picture. I just like truly don't understand why anyone wants to be friends with Teresa. Even like Jen Aiden's holding on by a thread right now.
Right.
Of realizing like you don't give a shit about me.
Jen Aiden having to be to Teresa be like, maybe Margaret's trying to say something that is actually relevant here.
I mean, Jen Aiden like trying to save the show.
Yeah.
Like Teresa ruins the show in just so many different ways.
Mm-hmm.
Of like, it's so uninteresting to like watch you just scream liar, 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 whore, 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 like over and over. Like, you're not giving us anything.
Well,
And you're not giving the opportunity for something to happen.
well, she became the biggest star
Yeah.
in Housewives by doing that.
Yeah.
It all goes back to the table flip.
And like the fact actually that they aired that house, I don't know if you like watched it on YouTube TV and like fast forward through any commercials or not, but they had a House of Villains promo of just Joel McHale and Teresa
Oh, really?
that aired like right before we got back, and it's like I don't want to watch it.
You came so far from hugging. Last year you were a hugger.
I know, but it's the final hug.
It is the final. Well, no, it's not even a hug. It's like, get away from me.
Get away from me.
No, and Jackie's just so down bad.
One other thing. Danielle freaking on Teresa. Being like, this isn't about you. Like,
Yeah.
That's what I want. I want the whole cast to give it to her. Fuck her. Who cares? Like, enough. Like, why do we give a shit about this idiot?
'Cause she's the star of the show.
I know, but like, if we all band together, we could overcome. We could.
Ew.
We're so close.
Okay.
If Jen Aiden, if she didn't have Jen Aiden, she's got nothing. Because like Dolores is dancing. She recruited Jackie in a last-ditch effort.
Sure, but I mean, like, just think about, we're still in bed with Teresa because we are about to see her daughter, Gia, on another show.
Oh, my God. I hope they ice her out.
They probably won't.
This is torture.
Oh, my God. Well,
Just to quote Gia, it's torture.
you built this house.
Okay, let's get to Jackie Judice Goldschneider.
So,
Now, to go from a vehement denial to, okay, yeah, I did have her at my house. At the same event? Have we ever seen something like this
crazy.
before?
And the fact that she didn't think to do this before, like to admit to it before, is wild. After sitting with the lawyer.
After sitting with the lawyer, well, I guess Marge only learned last week. But like, Marge already betrayed you, so she's going to betray you again.
And if you can tell that like things are even coming close to a conversation about the specific person that you met with, they're going to get you. And I will say, it could have gone better for Jackie Judas Goldschneider if like she had gotten ahead of it, because I do think her explanation for why she did it like makes sense.
Yeah.
And Teresa accepted it. Teresa like got a brain cell for a second.
A moment of clarity.
It makes sense.
We
We were not friends, and she thought I was spreading rumors about her husband.
Yeah. They could have come in arm in arm, strong.
And the one thing that Teresa does do for some reason is that like, if someone is doing something bad to her and they have a good reason for it, she for some reason will like forgive.
The way that like other women are talking about Teresa, like while Teresa's in the room being like, oh no, she has like a delayed reaction. She's not understanding this right now. And like Teresa's like face is like slack, like mouth open, like gears turning.
It's almost like
drooling from her mouth.
How the women talked about Kelly Ben Simone in Scary Island.
Yes. No, like she's not okay right now. So we need to stop.
Right.
Because if she's not in the room.
I mean, I get why there was no reunion, because if we can't even like keep like people in the same room without like security, like how many security guards do we need for a reunion?
I'm with you, but do I want a reunion that Teresa's invited to? No. I actually think like if it was a reunion with everyone other than Teresa, it would have been interesting.
Okay.
Because while it got physical between Danielle and Jen, at least like they take turns speaking.
And they both like had a moment. Jen was like, I don't mind if she's here.
Yeah. So there's that. And then like I really would love to know what Jackie's thinking. Because she's like hinted and danced around it in terms of like, well, I'm not into like what Marge and I think Zia to a degree are like putting down right now. And like, I now understand Teresa, but like, she wouldn't like she has in an interview has not fleshed that out more. And I would love to know, what are you thinking?
Yeah. I think she doesn't get a chance to do it among this group of women, really.
Will we see that next week?
I don't know.
She's in the room with Jen and Teresa. And then Jackie last night is like IG story sharing like the picture of the two of them like onward and upward.
It's wild.
What is going on?
Do you think Dolores was right and Jackie actually wore a diaper in the car ride home?
I mean, the way she's hobbling out in her diaper. Wait, when she's hobbling out and then sees the other dolls and then backtracks.
It's wild.
And then it was like, then it was so embarrassing when like Jackie's with the tree dolls and then like she has to leave before the other ones do so that they could have like the inner circle moment.
I know.
That's embarrassing.
And she like is like to Teresa, oh yeah, I'll call you. We'll talk on the phone.
It's just so embarrassing.
Poor Jackie.
You know, maybe we put a pin in it because I feel like I've had thoughts on like what's gonna happen, what do I want, blah blah blah. But maybe like we wait till next week.
And we haven't seen a preview.
No, we did.
We did?
Yeah.
Was that not on my episode of Peacock?
Maybe not.
Oh my God.
It was like, it was a little, it wasn't intense in terms of like understanding what's happening. First, it was like the like solo shots of the women in outfits we haven't seen them in. And then back and forth of like the different rooms. And then like Dolores is getting yelled at some point. But yeah, we see them in the rooms.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm riveted.
Me too.
I think that episode was insanely good.
Yeah.
Wow.
And I think that I just maybe want a world where Jen Aiden and Marge have a best friendship moment.
Those two. Wait, Jen Aiden and Marge, and then Jen Aiden and Zia too.
Yeah.
When Zia's like, I just want to make sure you're a normal person
Right
now.
Wild. Okay. Should we get to our one true queen, the freak of the week?
Yeah.
Whichever we do first.
Well, we famously do the freak of the week first.
Are we going to do this every week? Are we going to say that every week?
Yeah. So our freak of the week this week is, I would say all of us as patrons or not patrons, more importantly, of Buca de Beppo.
Yeah, so USA Today is reporting that Buca de Beppo files for Chapter 11 bankruptcy after closing several locations.
Now,
where's the Capri Room?
Dorit put our heart and soul and lemons into the Capri Room. And where were we? We did famously order you
Buca de Beppo, like early COVID. Yeah.
For your birthday, maybe?
No.
Earlier.
It was like...
Just for fun?
Yeah, it really was.
We just needed something to do. we ordered like one of everything off the Buca de Beppo menu.
No, it was like a situation where I like did not receive something I was supposed to receive. And then y'all like did it. Yeah.
Oh, how nice. What did you receive?
It's not. We don't have to talk about that.
Yeah, so we got you one of everything off the Buca de Beppo menu. A dessert too, I think.
It was good, I guess.
Okay.
Yeah.
So then, like, why are they going bankrupt?
I don't know, because that was one order in 2020.
We should have kept ordering.
But I'm sure the one in like Times Square or wherever is still open.
Okay, I hope so.
Also, like Chapter 11 is just a new Chapter 11 is just a new start, right?
Just like let's get to Chapter 12. Like,
yeah,
just turn the page.
Yeah.
Right.
I think it's like people like go bankrupt to start over.
Oh.
Hasn't Trump done it like a billion times, allegedly?
That's how we just like figure things out. Oh yeah, one true queen this week.
Yeah, so The Cut has a really good interview with Jennifer Tilly.
I was want to say star, but star isn't the way to describe like how she maneuvers in this interview. It's just like what a charismatic, like straight shooter.
And just like consummate professional, kind of like has her head really wrapped around her career in like a way that actually like is both surprising from seeing her appearances on like Beverly Hills.
Or she could come off as a little wackadoodle.
Yeah.
But like she has had a career in show business for 40 plus years.
Yeah.
So head over, read the interview, and then like just get excited for her to be a friend of.
Exactly.
And we will be hopefully seeing that soon because they were like, oh, you didn't watch it on like live. Like we had the RHONY tease, but then there were like promos. Like, you know, when you start seeing promos that like include the cities that are not airing, but it's not like,
Yeah. Yeah.
it's like the acknowledgement that Beverly Hills still exists.
Yeah.
You know, so I feel like that's like on the rise.
Sure. Yeah. They just like were in St. Lucia filming.
Wrapping it up.
I think they got stuck in Miami because of like hurricanes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Wow, what a week. I don't think we mentioned top of episode, but we do have a vintage recap in Patreon. The titular Summer Should Be Fun episode, the moment.
Of Summer House, season 2, episode 9.
The moment where Summer House became president.
Yes, exactly.
So head over to comethroughqueen.com for links to Patreon, everything else, social media, blah, 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 blah. And just like, comment, subscribe, heart, share, retweet.
Love us, please retweet.
We'll see you next week. Bye.
I wanna see ya come through, Queen.